Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. It's Christmas Eve at the moment, and on this episode we're going to be working on the S13, hopefully fixing this clutch issue, so stick around.
Tell me, is it whack up in the air? Rapping scattered off the gear. I can map him, yeah, he is. Like a tracker, get distracted, send him back like in the mail. Not a fraction of them real. Catch him lacking, run the drill. Running through the shit like a motherfucking day.
Alright, so most of you know from the morning session, the S13 was having a clutch issue where it would get hot and then it would start slipping and not engaging properly, and then I'd have to come in and let it cool down again, which is like a pain in the ass, but I was out at the track, so I just kept going hard, and like you're never going to stop once you're in the groove of things. But this this setup, the car came like this when I bought it, but basically the pedal adjuster that's up here is like not adjusted properly, and the pedal pickup point, so when you push the clutch in and then you release, the clutch's engagement point is like there, like right at the end, the tiniest little bit. So Drew at Direct Clutch told me to adjust the pedal first and then have it set up right and then start from there, because that's the first thing that's wrong in the setup. Once that's right, then bleed the clutch and then test it out and hope the clutch isn't fried. Fingers crossed, because the clutches aren't cheap. It's not like an expensive clutch either, it's just a 5-puck heavy duty, but I'd hate to have to buy another one. I only put this one in like 6 months ago, and also to change it is engine and gearbox out of the car, because it's in an S13, it's to get the gearbox out, it's just not going to happen. But hopefully this pedal is the only problem, and hopefully I haven't broken it. But let's try and figure out how to adjust this. The big issue is with this pedal, because it's not made to fit into this car, when they've installed the pedal, the thread that comes through is actually like all bent and like absolutely shithouse. I'll see if I can get under there and show you, but adjusting it's not easy, so I might have to change the whole thing. I was talking to Timmy, he has like pretty much the same setup as this, one of the subscribers of the channel. Appreciate you, man. He's building an S13 almost the same setup as this, and I asked him how he's doing his clutch, and his pedal, he's got the master cylinder on the actual pedal, whereas this one is like some weird master cylinder that it's attached to the pedal as well, but it's not like the same as what he's running. So this one here has the reservoir at the top here, and then it also has the master down there. I might have to change it to the master cylinder on the inside of the car with a braided line coming up to the reservoir, and then hopefully that'll fix it. But the shittest thing about this setup is, so you got the master over there, and then you've got this steel hard line with a freaking inline splice here, and that's the only place you can bleed it from. Barely even bleeding it, because the steel line comes around, down, and then it goes into the gearbox. And it's an internal slave setup on the T56, so you can't get to the bloody slave cylinder, whereas on a Nissan, or majority of Nissans I've worked on, they've got the slave cylinder on the outside of the gearbox, which sits about here, and there's a bleeder nipple on it, and you can get to it so easy. It's beautiful, and I thought those were bad to bleed, but this one, next level. So I should get, there is an aftermarket like braided line setup that brings the line out, and then you can mount a little bleeding block on the side and then have another line coming up to your master. So I should get that at some stage, but that will, I need to take the gearbox off to install it, so that's, I was kind of putting it off. But anyway, that's enough discussing it. I'm gonna jump under there, under the dash in a whack-ass position that no one wants to be in, and have a look and see what we can actually do. Also, just massive shout out to all you guys that have just joined the channel. I appreciate all the subscribers, and appreciate you guys giving me feedback on my videos, and I hope you're enjoying it. Pretty much try and upload 3 videos a week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 6 PM Eastern Daylight Standard Time. I've done a heap of videos. If you're just joining in now, make sure you go back over the Christmas holidays and have a look and check out all the all the videos I've done in the past. I've just moved the car back to open the door as wide as I can get it, and I've just noticed something pretty rangy on this car. There's a bloody piece of wire in here that holds the door on. It's not, mate. Well, power to weight ratio definitely improves it. It's lighter than a normal pin. Okay, so the master cylinder is here. It comes through the firewall, and then it bolts onto the end of your pedal on a spring and whatnot. And I don't know if you can see, but the actual thread here is like bent as shit. Just to make it line up. You can't really see shit on camera. This is hard to film, but I'm gonna need to figure out if this is gonna be adjustable or not. Okay, so the rod that's in there, that rod, is completely bent because that there lines up with this here, at this end. So can you see the angle that's going on? It's like a freaking 45-degree angle. That's not good. Alright, so I just came into the engine bay. I was like, oh, I'll check my fluid. And the lid just cracked into 2 pieces. Like, bam. So I don't know what the story is with that. But I'm pretty sure it's not to do with the issue, because that's just a cap to stop the fluid from spilling out. It's not like an air seal or anything like that, but I'll need to get a new one of these. Also did a bit of a phone a friend and asked Dad about this, because he was the one that was playing with it when we first got the car. And there's a little pin in underneath there. If you've ever played with the pedals before, there's a pin underneath that joins to like this C bracket. I'm gonna take the pin out, and then I'm going to spin the C bracket around. That's how you adjust it, which is going to be really difficult and fun. So I think I'm going to take the seat back out. I just put this one in there. I'm going to take this out and give me some more room so I can like lay in there. Still laying on top of a fire extinguisher, a bunch of brackets and not so nice things to lay on. But that's going to be the way to do it. Ah, Jesus. Okay, just like that, 4 bolts, the seat is out. Next up is to loosen off these bolts in the engine bay. I've got to loosen off the master cylinder down there so that I can, oh man, that's going to be fun to get to, so that I can have a bit of room under there. Okay, see this freaking nylon nut right here, this lock nut? This bitch has taken me about 20 minutes just to get this off. And whoever installed the master cylinder, there's 2 threads sticking out, and they're too long, so you can't get a freaking spanner on, a socket on there. You have to use a spanner, because a deep socket doesn't give you enough space because the engine's right there. Anyway, spanner on this side, and then Allen key on the other side, so I had to freaking have this whack-ass little setup. So I had to like build this bloody tool out of a few bits and pieces to make it work, because there's no space to get anything long in there. It's only a short space, so the exact length is that plus that extension there. Oh my god, oh my lord, mate. I'm so glad that that's loose now, and this nut is not going back on. I'm going to put a standard nut on there, just like the other nut that's right next to it, because this makes it so difficult. It's easier when you have 2 people. One can stand over there holding the spanner, and then one in here doing the ratcheting. But when you're by yourself, you've got to put the spanner in a position where it will turn around and grab onto something, and then you come around here and you ratchet really carefully and hope that the spanner doesn't fall off the nut. And once you get most of the way out, it works its way down the thread, and then the spanner is way more has way less grip, so it's going to fall off easier. And back and forward, back and forward, back and forward. It's off now, let's not talk about it anymore. And let's take the pin out of the actual pedal on that little C-clamp where it holds on to the assembly, so that I can move the master cylinder back, and then I can spin around the little bracket and adjust the freaking pedal. Beautiful. Alright, so I was fiddling around under there to try and adjust this, and then the whole thing just fell out, which is not good. Because the circlip's like bent. The thing's a joke. Like, look how bent that is. Someone's bent the shit out of that to make it fit, because it joins into something like up here, and then it has to go, this end has to join on to something lower. So they've done that. It's been working until now. Far out, man. I think I'm just going to replace the whole thing and make it straight, because that's just going to happen again. It's just shit. This is your adjustment here, and that thread, or this bracket, was all the way to the end of there, and then I've loosened off this back nut, taken this pin out that goes between here and these two holes, and then I've spun this around to thread it in more, but it's just popped off on the other end, and you can see how bent it is, that someone's bent it like that to make it work. I'm gonna see if it goes back in there, but I really need to buy a new master cylinder, take out this bloody pedal assembly, and make this system straight so that it doesn't happen again. Alrighty, welcome back guys. Today is Boxing Day. I had Christmas yesterday with the family, which was really nice. I hope all you guys had a really nice Christmas with your families, or did something nice and social, and maybe with friends and whatnot, and had a nice time. I sure did. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. But oh, Dad got me some cool tools. It's always good when you get tools for Christmas. He got me some spanners for taking brake lines off, you know, those little special ones. Never had any of those. And some mini ratchet spanners, which is definitely going to come in handy for a lot of stuff. My verniers, because he broke my verniers, so he replaced them. And a tape measure, because the ones I have, all the ends are stuffed on them, so that's real nice. So thanks to him. I like it when people get you like thoughtful stuff that you're actually going to use, and tools. Obviously tools are going to be used a lot, especially in my shed. But moving on with this S13 fix, I ended up taking the master slave out to this point, and I was checking out this shaft, and I was like, you got to be kidding me, hey, this is a joke. So we're gonna get rid of this. We're gonna do the other method. So I did a bit more research and now understand exactly what Timmy was saying. I was looking at the photos he sent me, and basically the master cylinder, instead of going on through the firewall, it actually mounts on the back of the pedal, so it points back up towards the dash, and then you run a braided line off that around and take it to the slave, where I'm going to have a bleeder nipple. I'm going to actually install one, and we're just going to use the hard line that goes into the slave at the moment, instead of taking everything apart, which will be it should work out pretty good. And then so with the reservoir, instead of having it under where your feet are, because that's not ideal, because you can't really get to it and you can't see the levels, there's a little hose you run, much like what I already have. It runs off there through the firewall, and then you put the reservoir up on the engine bay firewall here. The same sort of thing as what's going on here, but a bit longer. Hopefully that solves the clutch issue, and hopefully I didn't melt the clutch when I kept on thrashing it out at the track. As I said before, when you're in the mode, when you're in the zone, there's not much that's going to stop you, especially with you out with a bunch of friends and you're having a good time. That's what it's all about. But yeah, so this episode's going to be a long one. It's going to be over a few weeks, because I've got to buy the parts for it, and then I've got to weld up a bracket. But for today, I'm going to get out the clutch pedal, remove it, have it on the bench, and I'll show you what it's going to look like. It's going to be a very custom job. So there is kits you can buy, but they're all for 240 SX, which is the same as what this S13 is, but the American version. And because it's a left-hand drive, their brake booster is on the opposite side. So because they're left-hand drive, all this gear is on that side, and their booster is on the side closest to the engine over there, and then their clutch is all the way out here, so they can run just a standard master cylinder and have the reservoir out here. So they don't have any issues at all with that. They just have all the overheating issues with their brake system, which, I don't know, we'll work around it. It's going to work out just fine. So now let's get the pedal out, have it on the bench so you can see what the heck I'm talking about. Yes! Alright guys, so it's been, what, probably a month since I filmed that first part of the video. And yeah, a month later I'm a dad, and my dad's down here. He's going to be helping out with the clutch because it's like a lot of fabricating, and yeah, I've got no idea when it comes to that, so getting your help. What do you reckon?
No worries, mate.
Yeah, you've done a bit of dodgy backyard fabrications.
Shit, yeah.
In your time. So yeah, probably good help for this.
They
but
call
yeah,
us the Dodgy Brothers for nothing.
yeah, the dodgy family. What are we gonna do? Because I don't know what we're doing.
All we're doing is cutting this, both sides of that bolt thing there.
Yeah.
And bringing it down so that bolt will be up here.
Okay.
Like the whole pedal will be down.
Yeah, sweet. So we're changing the way. It took me a while to figure out what the hell was going on here.
Yep.
But we're changing it. Normally, this is your firewall here. Normally your master cylinder bolts to your firewall, and this pin goes up through here, and then it bolts onto your pedal, and it pulls your pedal, and your pedal's on a spring to pull it back up, and that's how you get your clutch to work. And it presses all the fluid into here, compresses it, and sends it around to your clutch. And what we're doing, because of space issues and just lining things up, instead of having the master cylinder here, it's actually going to go on this side and work in reverse. So it's going to attach up the top of the pedal, which took me ages to figure out in my head how the hell that actually works. But it's, instead of having the pickup point on the bottom of the pivot, it's actually on the top of the pivot, so it works in reverse. And then doing that, we can get rid of the spring because it's not needed anymore. We can get rid of this because it was never being used anyway. And yeah, so that's what we're going to do. And massive thanks to Timmy, because he's actually building an S13 LS1 at the moment, and he bought a pedal that's actually fabricated to exactly what we're going to be doing today. And he sent me photos, and that's what we're copying off. So hopefully we can just copy that and make it work. And yeah, it's still a pretty sophisticated kind of modification that's gonna be tricky to get it right, but yeah, lucky he sent through those photos because it make it a lot easier. Yeah, I'm pretty keen to get this working again because I haven't been drifting in months. I don't know if it's been that long, but it feels like forever. Alright, you ready?
Yeah, man.
Ah, sweet.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Also forgot to mention, I got a special master cylinder here that you can put this fitting on. You can put this fitting on the top, and it diverts. You can put the hose on as well, and it takes it around through your firewall, and then you mount this on the firewall and have your reservoir out here, which is pretty bloody cool. And then you run a braided line off here, just off the end, the right angle, and then back through the firewall, and then down to where your slave is. So this is definitely necessary. The part number for it, I don't know where it is. I got this on eBay because I couldn't find it anywhere else. I can put the part number. The part number is just on there. So if you need something similar for your LS1 swaps, because a lot of the time you don't have any room at the firewall because the LS1 sits quite far back. But yeah, you'll probably need something similar to this as well. I'm going to give this one a go and see how it turns out. And then also got a massive oil leak and maybe water leak? I don't know, it's quite... Oh, it's power steering. Got a massive power steering leak. That's from the bloody rack. Got to fix that at some stage. You're gonna be down here like every weekend wanting to weld stuff, eh? Well, after a couple of hours and Dad slaving away here using every tool in the shed, it's all together and working. Look at that. So you put your foot on the pedal, you push the clutch in, and then this the pickup point on the top there pulls. What would you call that? The thread, the piston, I don't know. You'd call whatever you call that, pushes it in, which compresses it. That's so good, eh? You happy?
Yeah, man.
I'm pretty bloody happy that you did it and not me. Nailed it. Nailed it. So now I'm just going to tidy it up a bit and then suss out what braided line I need to get, and then try and fit it in the car. And yeah, it should there's one bolt you need to put up through here, and because of the angle of that, it should be fine. Should be able to get it in there, because I was worried about that before, but no, it's mint. Just don't put it, just sit it there, just hang it there. Yeah. Oh yeah, 2 bolts here is probably enough. Yeah, it's been a big day.
Shit, yeah, I'm bugging.
Yeah, you're bugging? Cool. Alright. It's got to be ready for Friday night.
Oh, okay. This Friday night?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
It doesn't have to be. But if it is, I'll be going. There's a nice seat right here for me. It's probably the worst position to be working in, eh?
Yeah, I know. I've been here before, old girl, haven't I?
That sounded pretty good. It's gonna fit?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Shit, yeah.
That's always good.
Alright.
That's always good.
Fuck yeah.
Okay, so we're back, and yeah, back in the shed again. Dad, massive thanks to you for fabbing up this pedal. This would literally take me a lifetime to make, eh? Like, and he made it pretty easy. He loves this kind of stuff, and like real out of the box kind of stuff. So it'd be interesting to see, because I couldn't find anywhere online this exact modification. So it'd be interesting to see if anyone else has done this on theirs. If you have, let me know in the comments below, but this is going to work for us. So I've been down to the shop and I've got a custom line made up. That's a braided line with some special fittings on it. This end is a special fitting to fit into here. It's 1/8-27, which is a tapered imperial thread that, as you screw in, it's got a tapered edge, so it actually, the further it in it goes, the tighter it gets, and that's what creates the seal on this end. And then this end, I found this block, came off the Skyline, and it's a 3-way block, and so this end is the braided hose that's going to come around and join into the master cylinder, and then this side here, there's nothing in there at the moment, but that's going to connect into my slave cylinder, into the gearbox, and the line's already in the car. And then this crazy fitting here is a bleed nipple, so we're going to be able to bleed it nice and easily, and it's going to be able to mount to the actual firewall. So pretty keen to get this in. This line, this custom line, these 2 ends, this fitting, that fitting, and those 2 fittings, not that one, $100, $99. Are you serious? Like, holy shit, that's expensive. But it's going to solve my problem, and that's what I needed. And we don't even know if this is going to fix the problem yet, but it's going to fix one problem, which is the clutch pedal not being able to be adjustable, and now it is. So now to get this in the car and hook up the whole line to it and then bleed it. Pretty exciting now. I may even be able to make it to Friday Night Drift. Also, Xavier's about to get here too. He's going to give me a hand bleeding the clutch, and we're going to get have another go at doing the engine bay in the R32. So lots happening. It's actually easy as, mate.
Because your seat's not in?
Yeah. Okay, this is going to be hard.
Wait, go back to what you just said?
This is going to be hard.
Nah, before that.
This is easy as. Oh, it's just going to be a balancing act. If it falls, it's going to land on my face, which is nice.
I'll keep filming then.
Okay. Oh, nah, easy as.
Hell yeah.
Guys, Xavier the Weapon just rocked up about an hour ago and prepped up the engine bay and gave it a respray. Look at it now. And he brought his 2-pack paint, and it's definitely the paint. Like, look how good that looks. It's so glossy and so nice. No little bumps or anything. Beautiful. Are you happy with it now?
I'm more happy. Anyone who sees it in person, there is little
Dude, it looks good. It looks freaking good. Stop talking it down. It looks so good. Like, look how good that is.
Yeah, but you're focusing on the best part. Like,
No.
I agree, this part,
Dude,
pretty good.
you gotta,
This part,
mate, it's a lot better than what I could do. It's sick. It's so nice and glossy now though, especially under these lights, it looks sick.
it's cool.
Yeah. I'm keen as to put an engine in it now.
Dude, I just want to see this thing just like top of 4th gear.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah. Well, the paint was like, I was holding off because I don't want to put anything in there until the paint. Now I can do like all the braided lines and like the brakes, you know, the basics.
Yeah.
Yeah, get that shit sorted, and then we'll drop an engine in it. But yeah, yeah, like there's not much to it, eh? Just the lines, a fuel system, got to do that, and then some seats, a steering wheel, dash, and the wiring, and she's pretty much ready. Pretty much ready.
Handbrake.
Handbrake, yeah. Oh mate, it's all coming together. But back over here on the S13, which is what this episode's about. Dude, I just realised something, eh?
Yeah.
So, while Xavier was painting, I got all this back in. So there's a new little reservoir there. And Xavier gave me a hand passing some things through from one side to the other. And we've got a bleeder nipple here with a block, and it's all nice and, oh, it's beautiful. But we forgot to bench bleed the master.
Fuck.
Do you reckon we just send it and hope for the best? Like, it'll take ages to bleed that thing.
Absolutely.
Just, yeah. Absolutely. I was hoping you'd say that because I really don't want to get it all back
I mean, yeah,
out.
you're welcome to get on
Like-
there.
So that's the master up under there. And you got the braided lines running on the inside of the car. Comes along and then it goes out through the firewall down there. But it's all, it's pretty safe. The only thing is if this fitting leaks, it's going to leak straight onto my leg. So probably just check that before, before giving it a full crack. You know? Dripping brake fluid on your leg's not that nice. But it should be sweet. It's all like in there. Literally, the hardest part of installing this was putting those screws in to hold that bracket on. Because like, this was in the way, that was in the way, that was in the way, that was in the way. I dropped about 10 screws and I was getting a bit antsy.
It's honestly the maddest I've seen you so far. Yeah. Grumbles. There's literally nothing.
Yeah. Nah, that's me getting mad. But yeah, so let's have a go at bleeding it from completely full of air and try and get the air out. Let's test out the nipple. Yeah, boy. Guys, welcome back. It's day 632 and me and Xavier have the clutch bleeded and oh my god, I'm so pumped, eh? So pumped. We've got a nice new reservoir there. All the fittings are done up tight. There's no leaks. We've got a bleeder nipple here that fully works because we just did it. I didn't worry about filming it because, mate, this episode's been going long enough. You probably know what I'm talking about because we're probably up to like the 30-something minute mark. And yeah, and yeah, like it feels unreal. The pedal feels sick. It's not leaking on my leg, so I won't get a mad burn or anything, which is cool. And yeah, it's never actually felt that nice and tight. So now we're gonna start it up and see if it moves and then see if we need to adjust the clutch at all, which we probably will. Yeah, perfect. Yeah. Mate, there's exciting things happening here.
Yeah, no, there is. I'm keen.
Let's
Can we
start
go
it up.
street drift now?
We can take it down to Mexico, but not street drifting. Contradictive sentence. Alright, let's see if it starts and moves. Alright, take one, let's see if it starts. Hopefully I've hooked everything up properly.
Goddamn.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Alright, so we took it for a test drive. As you've seen, it works bloody good. The clutch is working. And oh man, I'm so keen to test it out to see if the clutch is like stuffed or if the clutch is okay and it was just a pedal problem. Because obviously we haven't heated it up properly yet. But this means that I'm buying a ticket to Friday Night Drift tomorrow night. Everyone's been asking me, are you coming? And I'm like, nah, the car's stuffed. So I am coming now. And yeah, super pumped to drive again.
Get amped. It's gonna
Yeah,
be sick.
so keen. But yeah, massive thanks to Xavier. Make sure you check out his channel. I'll put in the link below. And yeah, he's a crazy drifter. So if you like drifting, check his shit out. And
Cheers,
I'm
man.
just so pumped.
Yeah, it's gonna be sick.
I'm so pumped.
Alright, me too. Yeah, fuck it, I'm coming.
But thanks for watching. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you hit the like button, drop a comment below, and subscribe.
Choo!
It's so much.
Actually, don't